I believe this God that calls us to live and move and have our being in him wants us to actually do that, to live and move and have our being in God. And so coming out of this text, what does that look like? It looks like loving indiscriminately. It looks like the rain coming on the just and on the unjust. Loving like God. This looks like loving everyone and everything first without any rules or regulations, any barriers put between us and them in terms of loving them. Because this is how God loves us. This looks like making the sun of our countenance rise on the evil and on the good, and sharing love like refreshing rain on the just and on the unjust. When we begin to trust love long enough to set aside our false binaries of good or bad, just or unjust, ally, enemy, we can truly begin to walk in love just like Jesus did. Like I said at the beginning, I haven't fought a literal war, and I hope I never have to. I hope you never have to. You can join me in praying for the end of all wars, just like the Old Testament prophets did, just like Jesus preaches. But we do find ourselves in metaphorical wars. That's hard to avoid unless you've not gone out and talked to humans for the last year or two. You wouldn't know that it's happening. The right would tell us that we're in a culture war, and that mostly means that the prevailing way of whiteness is being threatened with all the equality and justice talk. The left would tell us that everything is an existential threat and that the right is driving us off a cliff. And yes, there are certainly some existential threats like climate change and racial injustice, and certainly there are these metaphorical cultural wars that are happening. Yet regardless of where you sit in any of that, violent words and violent actions are not the way forward, not what Jesus is calling us to. Violent words, I think, are the prevalent thing for us as we're behind our phones or our PCs and shouting violence at one another through a screen. So allow me to rephrase in these last couple of minutes together what Jesus was saying. You've heard it said, love your Democrats and hate your Republicans. But I say to you, love the Republicans and pray for the conservatives in your life. You've heard it said, love your Republicans and hate your Democrats. But I say to you, love the Democrats and pray for the liberals in your life. You've heard it said, love your chosen family and hate those who think differently from you. But I say to you, love the difficult people in your life and pray for the ones who get under your skin. You've heard it said, love those who love you and hate those who hate you. But I say to you, love those who hate you and pray for the misguided people around you.